Hello everyone, welcome to my first video log, or vlog as they call it. This is going to be a series dealing with my adventure with the healthcare system here in Hawaii. Some of you may have already seen the channel update video I did talking about what's going on with me in my health. We recently had a diagnosis and a discovery of something. So if you haven't heard about that and you want to do a quick catch up on all the details, then check out the channel update video. I'll put a link up here somewhere and down in the comments below. So basically in this vlog series, I'm going to start from the very beginning, and each video in the series will be the next step, dealing with certain information, test results, things like that. So let's go back to the beginning. However, before I do, as y'all see, I'm wearing one of my red bubble masks. This is the petroglyph mask. It's been a very popular one, along with the Hawaiian hibiscus and the lava face. So if you'd like to get one of these, go check my red bubble. They're there. I also have some other styles available on my Teespring account. Same graphics, just a different style of mask. And of course on Redbubble, these come in different sizes for youth and adult, etc. So anyways, enough of that. So let's get back to the beginning. Basically what happened is back in August, I ultimately ended up in the emergency room, and for abdominal pain, severe abdominal pain. However, that wasn't the first time I experienced that. I'd actually been experiencing the abdominal pain for a few months prior to that, and it wasn't that bad. It would come on, and it'd be a couple hours, like a bad stomach ache, and then I start feeling better, and so of course go on with my day. And but I also noticed my energy levels were getting really low, and I just didn't have the energy and the stamina. So in August, early August, I woke up with abdominal pain that did not seem to improve like it normally did. So I went to the emergency room. And in the emergency room, the experience was absolutely just amazing. I was dreading going, and I actually had wanted to go a couple times prior to, but didn't want to deal with the people, and there's all this virus stuff going around. I figured, well, it's just probably a bad stomach ache, to get better, maybe even an ulcer, and I'll just change my diet a little bit, etc. But none of that seemed to help. So I finally decided to go down to the emergency room, and my experience there was, as I said, just spectacular. It was nothing like I had previously experienced in my life. The people were fantastic. They took my information real quickly. They got me in. I think I maybe spent 5-10 minutes waiting in the emergency room to be seen by a physician. So they took me in. They put an IV in my arm, started giving me fluids. Did all the preliminary questioning, asking, admitting stuff, all that stuff that's got to be done. And of course, then the doctor came in, asked me what was going on. I told her, what my symptoms were, and they actually, at the time, my pain level was probably about a 6 on the scale. However, prior to arriving at the emergency room, it was at a 9. I mean, it was really that bad. And I gotta adjust this a little bit, because it keeps falling down. So I'm going to put just there on the edge of my chin. There we go. That works. So anyways, so they offered me morphine for the pain, and I declined, actually. I did want it because I was hurting, but the pain was beginning to subside, so I declined it because I wanted to remain cognitive, while I was in the emergency room. I wanted to be aware of what was going on and the information that was going to be given to me, etc. So after about, I guess maybe I had to wait maybe 15, 20 minutes. It really wasn't that long at all. And they took me in for a CT scan. And in that CT scan, that experience was just amazing. I loved that machine. Oh my God, the CT machine. It was almost like being in, Star Trek. Just, with all the sounds and the beeps and the whirs and, and all that good stuff. So it wasn't a scary experience, and I know a lot of people, get kind of scared about that type of stuff. And don't be. The machines are harmless. Yeah, they stuck me, of course, in the little round donut tube, and but it was just my abdominal area that went into the tube, so I didn't have to deal with any claustrophobia or anything like that. So that wasn't bad. But so anyway, so after the test only took like maybe 2 or 3 minutes to complete. However, they did do what they called a contrast scan, and basically that's when they inject you with contrast dye, I guess, to get a better look at the organs and stuff. And they told me to expect a weird sensation down in my pelvic area, that it might feel like I may be urinating on myself, but I wasn't. However, they were right. The contrast dye did give me that sensation, and it wasn't painful, unpleasant or anything like that. It was just a little weird and awkward because you couldn't tell for sure. So of course I'm clenching everything down there, just want to make sure that no accidents happened or anything like that. Um, but that was my own paranoia, of course. But that sensation didn't last very long. The moment they stopped pushing the contrast dye through the IV, that sensation went away almost immediately. So that was good. Um, so they sent me back to the ER room, where I had to wait probably another 10-15 minutes for the doctor to come back with the CT results. We were waiting on the radiologist to look at the scans and do the interpretation, etc. And in the interpretation, actually, you know what? I forgot to grab the report. So I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Should do a prep a little bit more before I do these videos, I guess. But anyway, so I will be looking down at the document, reading the information. So please, bear with me. The procedure that was performed was a CT scan of the abdomen and pelvis with contrast. Um, the technique was a thin section CT spiral acquisition, which was made through the abdomen and pelvis with contrast using the any 5 ml or any 5 milliliters of Omnipac. Omnipac, I believe, is the contrast dye that was used with automatic exposure control. So the findings were that the lower thorax showed that lung bases are clear, so no abnormalities there, which is a good thing. Adjust this mask again. Right there on the edge of the chin, so that way when I talk, it doesn't pull it down. Okay. So moving on. Okay, the lung bases are clear. Moving to the liver. Liver showed that that was normal, which is good. However, the gallbladder and bile ducts appear to have a large gallstone in the gallbladder. So I've got a large gallstone in my gallbladder. Yay. The pancreas enhances homogeneously. The spleen shows as normal. However, moving over to the adrenal glands, this is where kind of the problem comes in. The right adrenal is normal. However, the radiologist did not see a normal left adrenal. Rather, they saw a 7.5 centimeter solid mass where the left adrenal should exist, and it appears to be separate from the spleen and kidney and pancreas. It is consistent with adrenal mass, possibly an adrenal carcinoma. There is an area of low density within it, suggestive of necrosis. So I'm not quite sure what that means. The kidneys, however, show no evidence of stones okay, this is a big word. I'll try my best, so bear with me. Hydronephrosis? Is that it? Hydronephrosis? But there is normal cortical enhancement, so kidneys are fine. The bowel and the appendix, there's no acute process occurring there. In the mesentery, there is, of course, no acute process there. Lymph nodes seem to be normal. The vessels also appear normal. The abdominal wall also appears normal. Moving on. The pelvis, the visualized bladder and pelvic organs are unremarkable. And the bones are unremarkable. So basically, that's all very, very good stuff. So the impression basically is this. There is a 7.5 centimeter left upper quadrant mass, probably an adrenal mass, possibly adrenal carcinoma, and this can be biopsied uh, uh, percutaneously. However, we'll get to that one later. So basically, that's the CT report. So everything from the bottom of my lungs down to my pelvic area is all normal, with the exception of the gallbladder and, of course, the left adrenal uh, gland. And for those that may not be familiar with the internal anatomy, your adrenal glands sit on top of your kidneys. You have two of them, as you do two kidneys. And they're basically a little gland that sits on the top, almost like a cap on the kidney. And it's in that cap that basically on my left adrenal that they cannot see because of the mass being 7.5 centimeters. And for those not up to metric measurements, 7.5 centimeters is equivalent to 2.95 inches in size. So that's pretty big. Yeah, so that pretty much did it for the emergency room. They gave me this prescription wise because I went in complaining of abdominal pain, which was mostly related to my stomach area. They don't they weren't sure that if the abdominal pain was uh, in regards to the gallstone, because the pain wasn't presenting in the location and kind of in the style that they would expect it to. But they didn't rule it out completely. It is believed that I'm also having some stomach ulcer issues. Though my symptoms for stomach ulcers aren't very consistent either. So we're still not quite absolutely positive what it is that's going on with the stomach that's causing the pain. But here's the thing about this adrenal mass. Out of my research and even talking with the doctors, 90% of these adrenal masses, that like the one I have, are found what they call incidentally. And that means that they don't normally present any symptoms or pain or any issue like that. And that when they're discovered, they're usually discovered because the patient went in seeking treatment for something else and they did an abdominal scan and they find it. So I'm in that 90 percentile in the way that this was discovered. Now, we do not know what exactly it is yet. So I've begun that process of going through the system to do all the work that needs to be done. So basically, the ER doctor recommended a biopsy and told me to contact my PCP for follow up and to work out all the details on how it needed to be addressed and all that good stuff. So my experience in the emergency room was actually a very pleasant one. Short of the IV, I get cold really easy, and the IV fluids that they were giving me were room temperature, and I swear the room temperature was 68 degrees because it was very cold in the hospital, and I literally could feel the cold fluid from the IV going up my arm and into my chest, and I shivered the entire time it was there. So that was the only bad thing that I experienced while in the emergency room was that the environmental temperature was too cold for my comfort. Even with the blankets that they gave me, it didn't help because of the ice water, the ice water literally going through my veins. Um, so after the CT scan, they let me finish with the IV. They wanted to make sure I was fully hydrated before they let me go, which I was, of course, because this stomach issue really hasn't made me uh, not want to eat or anything like that. So I've been able to eat fine and drink fine, except for when it's really really hurting. I just don't want to eat it because I'm in pain. So the doctor actually prescribed for the stomach pain to get me through some oxycodone. It was the what was it, the 5-325 strength. So it's oxycodone with acetaminophen, and that actually helps when I'm in severe pain. But I don't take them unless I absolutely need to. I've never been one for pain pills or medications like that unless I absolutely need it. And when the pain level from which I'm still having the pain, of course. Um, so when that pain level is up around a 7 or an 8, that's when I'm willing to take one. But not any sooner. And usually, even then, I only take a half of one because well, like I said, I just don't like taking medications like that unless I absolutely need to. So there we have it for our first Hawaii health adventure vlog. I hope y'all enjoy these series. I hope that y'all can learn something from this. And of course, I'm going to give the advice probably in every video that I do on this. Don't hesitate to go see your doctor. Don't hesitate to go to the emergency room if you feel it's necessary. Simply because what you think may be basically just an everyday normal pain or something that you should expect as you're getting older, and really doesn't need to be, given that much attention. That's wrong. Anytime you feel the need or feel that something's wrong with your body or your mind, you should seek professional help for it, period. And I know in today's world, with our healthcare system being in the way it is, this can be very difficult for some people. It can actually be very scary. Especially for the financial aspect of it. I mean, I think that's what scares a lot of people off, is the financial aspect of it. So yes, so this whole situation is going to be, costing me, extra expenses and things that I hadn't normally planned for, and it's going to make that a little bit more difficult. But where there's a will, there's a way, and it's one of the things you just got to do. So if you'd like to help me out and keep the channel going while I go through this, there's a donation link down in the description below. Any support would be absolutely appreciated, and I'd be very, very grateful. Because even though my insurance is going to pay for the medical care itself, a lot of the support stuff, food and stuff like that, of course, I'm going to have to provide myself. And here's the thing, with this type of situation, is here on the Big Island of Hawaii, we don't have the medical facilities to handle, this type of operation or treatment, if it turns out to be cancerous or whatever. So I'm going to end up having to go to Oahu every time I need to get something done. And that means a plane trip over there, and expenses and travel and all that good stuff. So any support to help keep the channel going is absolutely appreciated. And I've already gotten some support from some of y'all viewers out there, and y'all are just amazing. I really do appreciate it, and I don't know how to express that completely, but I do appreciate it on a level that I don't think anyone actually would be able to comprehend. But I'm not going to get too sappy about it, because I'm afraid I might cry. But anyways, so this is it for episode number 1 of the Hawaii Adventure, the Hawaii Health Adventure. I will update y'all again with more information, because in the next video. So stay tuned for that, and if you want to be notified, click that subscribe button, and don't forget that bell icon. It's all needed in order for you to get a notification. And thank you for watching. Have a great day.